Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now, a few months back I had a very kind donation from Bruce Allen, which was a box full of vintage Action Man clothes and figures. Now, over the last few months I have been working on restoring some of those, and today we're going to do another one of those outfits, and this is the Action Man Red Devil parachute outfit, as you can see here in front of me. Now, this was pretty much complete in the box that Bruce sent, but needs a little bit of work, and there's a few bits that were missing which I've now sourced as well. So let's take a closer look at the outfit, see what needs fixing, and then we're going to go out and test the Action Man parachute in the real world. So this is the stuff that I got in the box. As you can see, we've got a jumpsuit. Now, this is a little bit on the tatty side. It's quite faded. It should be a much more sort of vibrant red. It's also got a few holes in it and has been repaired before. I was thinking I could just sort of go about sort of sewing this up, but actually when I looked through my sort of box of spares, I actually found another one. These are pretty common outfits to get, and I've had a few of them over the years. So rather than repairing this one, which I've shown you how to repair them, sort of sewing bits, I thought I'd just use the one that I had here. This needs one minor repair. The little bit of elastic that goes in the boot and holds the sort of the leg of the jumpsuit in the shoe on one side has come undone, so that just needs sewing back on. But otherwise the outfit's not in too bad condition. Could do with a little bit of a wash, and it still has the remains of the badge there. Now, if your badge is missing, again, I've shown you how to replace those before. If you watch my video on the Atomic Man Action Man, you'll have seen me actually make some replacement badges, and that was what I would have done if I needed to reattach a badge to this outfit. So just check out that video to see how that's done. So there's the jumpsuit, a little bit of sewing on that. The parachute is in really nice condition, so nothing needs doing on that. It has all of its strings in place. If it didn't, then it is a fairly simple job of just buying some string and replacing each of these and tying them onto the tabs. So that's a bit that we don't need to do. It's also got the parachute pack. In there you can see we have a pair of boots and the emergency parachute pack, which doesn't actually have a parachute in it, it's just a bit of padding. Now, the other bit that was missing, it was the helmet and the goggles, but I've done I've purchased these off another YouTuber. This is from the Gaming Toy Boy. He sold me a couple of spare Action Man helmets. Now, there are obviously different versions of these helmets depending on which release of the figure you have. This one is obviously a later release because it has little holes on the side for a different visor, and this is an earlier release. These are in fairly sort of reasonable condition. Some of the text is wearing off, but you can see that one's actually not too bad. So I think I'll probably use this one, just repaint a bit of the black. And they're always missing the little strap, and I'm just going to replace that with a bit of elastic. And then we have the goggles, and again, this is something that's pretty often always missing just because they're so small. And more often than not, again, with these, the elastic will need repairing because it's perished over the years. So I think I'll probably replace the elastic on those. So as I say, some fairly simple jobs, just a few little bits of sewing, and then we can put this outfit together. So let's get these few little bits fixed up, and we'll put the outfit on the Action Man. A quick montage later and we are good to go. As you can see, I've got the Red Devil parachute guy all ready. Everything is fitted and attached. I've re-sewn his trousers. I've sort of repaired the helmet and put new elastic on that, and also on his goggles. As you can see, he's looking pretty good. I've also got a spare helmet as well in case I break one of these when we start doing some testing. So the next thing I want to do is actually go out into my garden and just see how well this parachute works, just from sort of throwing him on the ground up in the air, and just to see if the parachute opens. And if that all works well and if he all holds together, we'll try something a bit more adventurous. So let's go and see if we can get him working just by throwing him from the ground upwards and see what happens. Well, that was all really good fun. I actually had quite a fun afternoon out there with Mrs. Toy-Polloi doing the filming and getting Action Man to sort of glide down gently on his parachute. I had a few little teething troubles getting it to work because the way the backpack and the strings from the parachute are attached, I had only sort of loosely put them through like this really, and actually what happens is they unclip very easily, so you do need to tie them. I sort of started putting knots onto them because that really worked a lot better. If you just clip them into the little holes that are sort of supplied, which is what I'd seen in the instructions, it does sort of work, but more often than not one of these will come out and then the whole thing just falls to the floor rather sort of dramatically. So yeah, you need to sort of tie those on just a little bit stronger to get it to work. And also it's an awful lot of work. I can't imagine a child being able to throw it up particularly high in the air. I was managing, I would say, sort of maybe 5 meters up, and that was enough for the parachute to have time to open and then to sort of glide down. But really I think a child would have had trouble throwing it up more than about a meter, and in that distance there isn't that much time for the parachute to open, and more often than not the Action Man would end up hitting the floor. So it really is quite a lot of work to get it to sort of glide down. I guess you could have chucked it out of a bedroom window or something like that, but even then it wouldn't have been particularly high. So maybe I'm going to come back to this in the future and try and throw it off a much larger building or from somewhere just very high up, because I think it would be quite a lot of fun just to see it gently sort of float down to the ground over a very long distance, because the parachute does work incredibly well. So I do need to say a big thank you to Bruce Allen, who very kindly donated this Action Man outfit. It's been really great fun playing with it, and as you can see I had quite a lot of fun outside on a nice summer's day throwing him up in the air and just seeing what happens. I also need to say thank you to Sam from Stringfellows. I will put a link to her website in the description. She helped me with a few spare outfits and a replacement helmet because some of these that I had were a little bit damaged, so I'll put a link to Sam's website in the description for this video. So I hope this video has been of interest to you, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.